5AA. Breakfast with Keith Conlon and Tony Pilkington.
Yeah, that's us. G'day, everybody. It's 8:38. We love having young people in the studio because it makes us realise what we've missed out on.
Yeah, in fact, the combined age of our next international stars is only a quarter of your age alone. And I'm not talking about mine.
This musical is considered by a lot of people, I mean, really kind of hard-headed people to say, hey, this will be the next big thing. I mean,
this will be the Phantom of the 2000s.
This could be the new version of the Phantom.
We're talking about the Broadway musical Wicked, the untold story of the witches of Oz.
And it's been a sensation overseas.
Let's talk to a couple of people who are getting a bit excited because the rehearsals begin shortly. Lucy Durack, good morning.
Good morning.
And Anthony Callea, g'day.
G'day, how you doing?
Now, Lucy, what are you? What are you going to be? Can I rephrase that? What are you?
Let's start again. What role do you play, Lucy? You know,
I'm going to
forget
play
Dad.
Glinda the Good Witch.
Oh, you're the Good Witch.
Oh, yeah, you would get that part. And Anthony?
I'm playing the role of Bok.
Who is?
Yesterday, I actually, explained what my character was, and I got in trouble for it.
Oh,
but
really?
You just
what's
have to.
the Munchkin?
Yes.
He's the it is the untold story of the Witches of Oz. So it's from the Wizard of Oz. A lot happened before Dorothy dropped in.
However, I don't stay the Munchkin.
Oh, and that's the bit you're not allowed to tell us.
No, that's why I have to come and see what happened.
Okay. Now, it starts when? It opens when in Melbourne in July?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. So you're in rehearsal right now?
No, we haven't.
Oh, you haven't started yet?
Yeah, we're quick learners.
Yeah.
We don't need a lot of
We're
time.
just going to listen to it a couple of times and she'll be right on that.
Now, we were talking before you came to air about how, have you seen it, Lucy?
Yes, I have seen it. I actually saw it. I was in London a couple of years ago, and I saw it in London, which was so exciting. And I'm a huge musical theatre geek, and I have loved Wicked ever since I heard the music. The music's really amazing, written by Stephen Schwartz, who did Pippin and Godspell and
Godspell.
Pocahontas and
Strike, he's been around, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah. And Enchanted, which was just in the cinemas at the moment. And so I saw it in London, and then when I got the role, they flew myself and Amanda Harrison, who's playing Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, to New York and Los Angeles to see it over there, which was thrilling.
And Anthony, have you seen it?
I actually didn't know anything about the musical before I got asked to audition for it. So I'm totally new to it. And, obviously this is a new venture for me.
Yeah. Okay, because you've been belting out the prayer and all that
doing
stuff.
My thing.
And becoming a real star in Australia, but never done this stuff before.
Well, this is probably going to be my biggest musical theatre sort of experience. I did a little production in Perth to sort of test the waters and see if I could actually handle it. But I sort of passed that, so I thought, we'll give this one a go, and got through it, and here I am doing it. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Like, the soundtrack was, I think, the thing that when they sent me the soundtrack and I listened to it, and I went, this is a great soundtrack. It's a great story, and it's just going to be an amazing show. I think it's already breaking all box office records in Melbourne, so it's going to be amazing.
Is that right? It doesn't open until July, and it's selling like crazy.
It is. We're holding something like $7 million in advance sales. It has broken, like Anthony said, all box office records.
Better be good, eh?
I better put my ticket request in.
We better learn our lines, I guess.
Don't feel under pressure at all, will you? When there's some bloke running around, $7 million.
Actually, you're not from this part of the world, and you may not be aware that a lot of us actually get on the buses, get on the trains and the planes, and turn it into a big weekend. Because we mainly go to follow the Crows and the Port Adelaides, and then we drop it on you.
Bloody good. We're going all that way.
Go the Bombers.
Well, that's about it. Let's move on. You need to change your luck then.
You're from Sydney, Lucy.
I live in Sydney. I'm from Perth, actually, so I know exactly what it's like to come across to Melbourne and see shows and go to the AFL. That's one of the things I'm most excited about moving to Melbourne for, is that I'm there for, all but a few weeks of the AFL.
And the good coffee.
And the good coffee. I go for the Dockers, and if they're not playing, then I go for the Eagles, which I believe is not the case in Adelaide. You either go for Port Adelaide or you go for Adelaide, and you definitely don't.
There are a few people who can manage to sort of cover both, but they're weird.
There's three of them.
Not
I thought it was two. You found another one.
So the run in Melbourne, you start on the 12th of July, and just if it's successful, it could run for years in Melbourne, couldn't it?
Well, that would be
you hope.
Lovely. The heartening thing, which we were just saying, we'd have to be pretty dud and pretty unlucky for it not to work, because we're the 7th or 8th production around the world, and everywhere it's opened around the world, it's still going. It hasn't closed anywhere, and it's selling out everywhere. So So yeah, it'll
Now-
be a fairly bad indication.
Now let's get into the parts that you haven't learnt yet. The Good Witch.
Yes.
Does she get to do a few big numbers?
She does. I get some great numbers, actually. I come from a relatively classical background, so Glinda gets to sing some beautiful classical stuff and do a bit of fun, belty stuff. I sing a really fun song called Popular, and but yeah, she gets some great numbers, and she gets some great frocks.
Oh, okay.
Really, really good
Your eyes
frocks.
light up. Now,
And I
Anthony, meanwhile, this
yeah,
little
it's all
joker...
about the frock
this,
for me.
Now, this little
some
joker,
great
though,
frocks.
this little munchkin joker that you play, does he get a bit of a Guernsey?
I think, for
Remember,
me,
he
this
got
is...
into trouble.
Yeah. I'm just trying to wheedle it out of him, you know.
See, for me, this is more of an acting role rather than a singing role. Like, the singing part of it's not overly demanding, but the acting is something that I'm going to really have to concentrate on.
But they're not
because
going to let
I've
you
never
do
done
the prayer. You're not allowed to do that.
I might
You gotta
break
learn-
out into it, just in the middle of
Yeah,
it.
that's right. So, but have you got a big number?
I'm sort of like placed in a few numbers here and there, so it's not just one number.
He's got
But,
a few big notes, which
yes.
people will be like waiting for.
You know,
the
you've
whole
got the
show.
money notes.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, big notes win
We were
votes.
just talking, weren't we, about
Really?
when the Pope went to Washington, you know, the Lord's Prayer, which is absolutely superb, and one of their great sopranos, and our correspondent was saying, is she going to make it? They're the money notes, are they?
They're the money notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the story of the witches, and they get together before Goody Two Shoes comes along, before Dorothy
Oh,
arrives on the scene.
absolutely. Glinda the Good Witch and Elphaba, which is the name of the Wicked Witch of the West, they arrive at Shiz University as young girls, and they become best friends, which you never would have thought looking at the Wizard of
We
Oz.
didn't know that.
And throughout it's really the man who wrote the book, the novel that it's based on. His name's Gregory Maguire. He's really interested in the flip side of fairy tales, so he's written Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister is another one of his books, and he's really interested. His book Wicked is basically I think the New York director said, if you get the camera on the Wizard of Oz and you just turn it slightly, and so you see somebody else's point of view, you really see the tale of the Wizard of Oz, but just from the Wicked Witch of the West's perspective. And you also see what happened before Dorothy dropped in, how the Tin Man became the Tin Man, the Scarecrow became the Scarecrow, the Cowardly Lion became the Cowardly Lion, where the ruby slippers came from.
You want to see it, don't
Why
you?
she's green, all of these sort of things.
We're coming now,
Yeah.
for sure. You know.
It opens in Melbourne on Saturday, 12th of July. Whereabouts in Melbourne?
The Regent Theatre.
Oh, the Regent.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's beautiful there.
Now, in the meantime, we're going to ask, you're about to have to stop doing what you're doing. What are you currently doing?
I finished at the end of last year. I finished doing a show called Respect, which was touring. We didn't get to Adelaide, unfortunately, but we did Perth, Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. And Adelaide was next on our port of call, but for a few reasons we didn't.
And Anthony, there are going to be some people a little bit worried about the fact that you're going into a production that ties you up for possibly for years. Can you do your other stuff?
Well, the thing is, like, in a few weeks, I've actually got to do a few shows at the Opera House in Sydney with Todd McKenney and Kate Sobrano with the Sydney Symphony Orchestra, so I'm looking forward to that. And while the actual production's on, I have to record an album.
Oh,
So,
no worries. So
yeah,
there's
there's going
So
to be
you've
another
eliminated
album out by
having
the
a
end
good
of the
time
year.
and
So,
sleeping here.
yeah, 8 shows a week plus recording an album.
Now,
I'm
listen,
going to
guys,
be mental case.
It's
Yeah.
a 8:45. Before you go, we've got a telephone call. Oh, yeah, there's always a risk. Yeah, hello.
Good morning, it's 5AA Security calling.
Yeah.
Just like to inform you, Mr. Callea, that we have security video of you smoking on the 5AA balcony. I'd like to inform you that 5AA is a non-smoking building. Indeed, the balcony is...
Thanks for putting that on air.
So I'd like to inform you, Smelly, that we have security video of you smoking on the balcony, but luckily for you, we only got the top of your head.
What a smart ass.
Yeah, exactly. He's gone. Hey, guys, thank you for coming in, and loads of good luck. I don't think you need it. It's obviously going to be one of the great successes of Australian theatre.
Oh, thanks so much for having us. Have a good day.
Nice to meet you.
Lucy Durack and Anthony Callea from the Broadway musical, soon to be the Melbourne musical, Wicked.